meeting God as the subject of worship. This is a good question for us to consider here in Unit 2. Is God the object or subject of worship? Think here for just a moment, if you will, about the subject-verb-object construction of a sentence. The subject is the person or thing doing the action of the verb. The verb is the action done by the subject directed toward the object. The object is the person or thing receiving the verb action initiated or done by the subject. Sometimes when we're thinking about worship, we tend to think of worshipers as the subject rather than God, like this. We praise God. We become the subject, God becomes the object. And indeed, that can be considered a true statement, but is that all there is to worship? Consider what happens if, instead of thinking this way of subject, verb, object, we think like this. God invites us to worship. God becomes the subject, we become the object. God initiates worship by making it possible for us to worship Him in spirit and truth through Jesus. God invites us to worship. God is the subject then, and we are the object. Robert Weber brings us this question as we begin our study here for Unit 2 of Theology of Christian Worship. How would worship change if we saw God as the subject and ourselves as the object of His love?